All right, we're live now.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to the first session in the app developer track. I'm the track lead here, so that's why I'm going to say a few words. But the actual session is going to be done by Benjamin and by Zoltan. Yeah, I had some problems setting up the Hangout, so we are a little bit late. Luckily, luckily Michael helped out. Yeah, Benjamin, I don't know if you have something to start with, or Zoltan is
Well,
gonna
I can
do.
try, I guess. Actually, Sultan wanted to start, but okay, let's see. Basically, we wanted to talk about what we did in the last cycle, what we are working on now, and what's the scope for future. What are the big plans? Sorry. Okay. Um, yeah.
Benjamin, you're muted now.
Have we lost him?
Uh, yeah, Benjamin sent a message that he's having some problems. Benjamin, I can still see you, but
Okay.
you're
Now,
muted.
does this
Yeah,
work?
now you're good. Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah, there was another window like open with the same stream that we are doing right now, so it was a bit weird.
Yeah, I had the
Okay.
same. Just muted.
Okay. Yeah. So now closed my stuff. Let me quickly get it up again.
All right.
And
Hello,
Zoltan is
guys.
there. We are live already.
Nice to see you guys. We are alive, I see. Thank you very much for the link. It's much easier to join a Google Hangout when you have a link. Without that, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, we gave you the link like 2 minutes ago.
To me,
There's a delay. He's in Finland.
it's not like anymore. That wasn't me. All right. I'm not sure how far you reached without me, guys.
We
We
just
just started.
Yeah, I have very bad cough, but not that bad cough. So really, I'm in a pretty bad shape, guys. So I'm sorry for that. Um, So I follow the IRC2 with that. Uh, I don't know if Tim or Michael, you have an agenda. I do. So if you don't, then
I don't have anything, so.
okay. So let me. I will put my name later on. Don't bother. So I thought that I will cut this like session like in 3 blocks before the discussion. And so that the first block we talk about that what in highlights what we delivered in the last cycle during the last period. I mean, since the last time we spoke in the UDS. And the other one is like work in progress, that what are the work items we are working on right now. And the third one is just to give an idea about our direction, the tools, that what direction we go, what technological decisions we are about to discuss and take, and so this is where we need your input and so on, if that's fine with you. And of course, anytime interrupt me with questions, and questions are the priority. So if you have any questions, just put in the IRC with capital question, and we will find somebody who answers that. So that's more or less. Okay, let's see if Benjamin let the dog out. And before that, I could... he's back.
I'm back, yes.
So you let the dog out, right?
I did it, yeah.
I always knew it was you. So I just may explain that the agenda, that's what we are going to talk about. And okay, so about sorry, I might interrupt my talk with... I'm sorry for that. So the first block of the session is like 8 highlights about what we have delivered and what's new in the tools. The number one, which is very important, that it's like it was all over since like the last May or April, is the test coverage of Qt Creator and testability of the Qt Creator. I'm sure many of you have seen lots of functional bugs, functional problems before, and the big change is that now we have full-blown autopilot test coverage for Qt Creator. I recommend you to try it. It's really not an internal tool or not something what only developers can use. It's actually a fun tool. It's exactly the same name package as the plugin. So it's Qt Creator plugin Ubuntu dash autopilot. So check out that package, install it, and you will see fun things. So this is the package which you can just, with one single command, you can simulate the click change root creation, you can simulate the emulator creation, you can go through the project creation. It does automatically everything. So just lay back and watch what it does. And if it cannot do something, the test will fail, and most probably you will recognize that something is wrong in your environment. So it's a fun tool. Give it a try. So that's for QA part. The second one is the automatic kit creation for all architectures and all device types. And this is something what is like super cool, because many developers, many of you give feedback that this whole kit, what is the kit in the Qt Creator and how does it work? How do I create? How do I configure? It was just difficult. And so Benjamin came up with an idea that we just make it all automatic, so you don't need to know about these kits. You can if you want, but it's all automatic. So Benjamin, would you explain to the guys what this automatic kit creation is about?
Sure. So when you're using Qt Creator and developing your applications for different targets, and the targets are actually different devices with different CPUs and whatever, you will need different tool chains to compile your apps and so on. And basically that's what the kits are. So they combine all the information about the device you're using and the toolchain you're using into one set that you can like select when you want to run your app. So basically you have your desktop target, and when you hit run, it automatically runs on the desktop. So you have your device kit, so you can add that to your project, select it, hit run, and it will run on the device. So, but the problem was that was a bit problematic to set up if you're not used to how it works. Yeah, you basically first have to create the change root that contains all the tools, and then you could create a kit and so on. So we came up with the feature that when you attach your device to Qt Creator, to your development host, Qt Creator will pick it up. It will detect the type of device, which architecture it is, and so on, and it will put that device into the devices page, so you can see all the devices that are known and configured. And in that devices page, you just have to hit auto create kit, and it will automatically like create a kit for you with all the correct settings, and then you can just add it to your project, hit run, and you're done with it. Yeah, that's basically what it does.
Right. Thank you very much. So I think it's a very useful feature, so it will make developers' life easier to get rid of the hassle. The third one is something that few people asked for it. It wasn't like a well-demanded feature. That was the first run wizard to set up kits and emulators. That was more about, I think, I don't know, it might have been even Michael or David or could have been even Jono still, somebody from the community team who asked for it. It's a simple, you might have seen it if you installed the Ubuntu SDK and launched it the first time. So it guides you through this click change root creation and emulator creation, only to make your life easier, that when you create your project, you don't end up asking the same question. Okay, how do I create a target? Okay, I need to run the application. Where is my emulator? So it's a first run configuration. So it's fairly simple actually. That you can pretty much run it anytime you want. You just remove the .first run file. Was it in the under the .config Ubuntu SDK, Benjamin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So .config Ubuntu SDK. Just find this .first run, remove that file, and run the Ubuntu SDK again, and you will see the same wizard. It's really cool. The fourth one. I guess you have a question. Yeah, from Rick. Are you planning to do anything to hook into Didrock's Ubuntu Developer Center work to make it easy to install and maintain the latest development environment on a stable release? Rick will cover it in the third section of the talk when we are going to about the direction, the general direction of where we are heading and why. It's definitely on the roadmap, and it's definitely the future how we will do the SDK. Let me cover it when we reach there. And the second question. Are you planning any work to make scopes development easier? Yeah, good. So the next point is that we have new thing in the SDK in this cycle is the scope development support. So Benjamin, please.
Okay. Yeah. So scope development support. For now, we have like the basic support that you need, which means you can run your scope, deploy your scope, debug your scope, which was kind of lots of work because like the scope is executed in a special way on the phone, which is not like easy to debug. So we had to first think of a way to inject a debugger and stuff like that, so we can actually hook into the scopes themselves, debug them, and control them from Qt Creator because they are running like detached from anything on the phone, and they are executed by the scope registry and so on. It's hard to control them though, so we had to work together with the scopes team to first make it possible at all to control them and then start them in the way that we want. And also not to time out, because like a scope, when it's running on the phone, it times out after a specific amount of time, so it cannot eat up your CPU and memory and whatever. Yeah, so that we had to work on that. We have support for that now. It basically works exactly like you would work with an app. There are still some problems we need to work on, but we have a fairly good product at the moment with that. Yeah. Anything else?
Now we do the next question for Benjamin. Yeah, I can read it. Were kits sent by the devil to make life complicated? I don't understand why I need to care about kits. Why can't I just tell Ubuntu SDK about devices and then kits are some internal thing which I never need to see? I know Qt Creator thinks they're important, but I think they are just confusing and Ubuntu SDK can do better. That was a question from Aquarius. Okay, so
especially for Aquarius, we love you. Thank you very much for the question. It's not that you need to know much about the kits, but how to say? I think we were in a Ubuntu world spoiled with the beautiful easiness of a single target and a single runtime environment, and a single tool chain, and everything was just so simple. In the real SDK world, you always have devices. You have different frameworks. You have different application frameworks, different UI toolkits, and the runtime environment is different from the development environment. Even in these days, it takes time to explain to Ubuntu developers that your host environment is different from what you are developing to. So when for example, when you develop for a Nexus device like that, and imagine 2 years later, you might be still on an LTS Ubuntu PC like this one, and on the device you will have like 16.04 edition of Ubuntu, a totally different framework. So you definitely need some kind of binding point. That's what kits are for. So kits are actually the single entry point where you define what device I'm developing for, what frameworks, what Qt actually I'm using it, what compilers, what QMake I'm using for. So this is a thing, and I know it's really ugly that you need to know about it, and we work very hard that you don't need. That was the part of this automatic kit creation. We try to ease your job on that, but if you deal with Qt and Qt Creator, then understanding a little bit of kits is something that can help your life. I'm not sure if it was an answer for you, but I know it's a relevant and important question.
And you have made that quite a bit easier now. I mean, you don't have to create kits anymore for the most part. When I'm developing, I essentially treat them as targets. So I've got a desktop target and I've got a device target, and I can just flip back and forth between those, and I never have to worry about what version of Qt they're running or where that version of Qt is, or if it's got a root or something that it needs to build it for. That all works transparently in the background now, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. It's good to hear. We are not there yet, so we are somewhere halfway. And I do remember the times when you were just left alone with Qt Creator, and yeah, Linux device, deal with it. Set up your own kit and assign your own Qt instance installed in your home, and you need to figure out all details. Compared to that, it is clearly easier. So yes, so the query is asking that why kits and devices are not the same thing. Because device is just a device. A kit contains information about the root file system, the change root, what you are going to build for the device. And one click change root can be used for different devices. So the kit is the device is just one part of the kit. So it's not the whole.
So the only part that you have to do anymore is if you're adding a new device, either emulator or actual physical device, you've got to click the button that says Auto Create Kit. Is there a reason we can't just make that automatically kick off when Qt Creator discovers a new device? Other than the fact that if it's got to install like a chroot, that takes just shy of forever.
Okay, so the change root creation is a little bit different topic, but I think right now if you plug in a device, it it does recognize automatically. So you need to click on the device tab that auto assign a kit, because you don't necessarily want to do that. I don't know, just like it can be automatic, but I'm afraid that if you do everything related to that too automatic, then we need to handle all the exceptions and all the cases when you don't necessarily want a full automatization of that. But we can talk about that.
Yeah, the problem here is that there are two different ideas on how to look at that problem. One idea is like I look at devices and build for devices, and the other idea is I look at kits, so at the sysroot or toolchain I'm building against, and that's what Qt Creator does. Actually, it does look at the kit, and each kit like could be used with different devices, but the setting for that is not, you cannot just switch it like you can switch between the kits. So the idea was to use the different kits for different devices, because otherwise you would need to go to the options, tools, and so on. There's no quick way to switch to tell a kit, okay, I want to switch between a device. And also, it's more, I don't know, but it's more likely that you will not have like 2 or 3 devices that are exactly the same, like that they use exactly the same framework, they use exactly the same the same version. It's more likely that you maybe have at home that you have one tablet that you have and one phone, so you would need a own kit probably for them anyway because they have different frameworks and so on. So I think that problem just comes up because we are looking here, all of us is using like 3 phones with the same images, and yeah, it looks a bit weird that way. But I think when you look at how you usually would develop, you would have like different devices, and each of those devices would need their own kit.
So the second part of what Stuart is asking about here is assigning kits to projects. Would it be possible for a given project for Qt Creator to check and see what kits it has that can run that? So if I've got a project that says it uses the Ubuntu SDK 14.10 framework, it will check and see, okay, if my desktop supports that, automatically add that to the project. If the connected phone supports that, automatically add that to the project. Is that something that we can manage, and how would we do that for things like phones where you could unplug them at any time?
Sounds good to me. I think it's a good idea. I don't think I cannot imagine any like trivial block, any trivial showstopper for that type of feature. Yes, I mean this type of framework automation is something what we are working on right now. So I never thought about that project direction, Benjamin. That's actually a good point. We're talking about the device direction, that you plug in a device and you know immediately that what frameworks it supports and how to deal with it. But it's true, the same for a project, that when you open a project, you know what framework it uses, and so it can like offer you automatically the
Just keep in mind that for every project configuration we automatically add, there will be automatically one build directory created. So if you have 10 kits, every time you open a project, it will spawn 10 directories on the file system for you.
But do we foresee people having 10 kits? I mean, currently I have 2.
It's just theoretically, I mean, yeah. It would create files on your file system without asking you before it does. So it's, yeah. For example, that's one problem that comes to my mind.
Yeah. Okay, unless there is not immediate questions, carry on with the new stuff. So the next point is like, yeah, a new thing, integration to the unified application launcher on the device. So it means that we finally get rid of the good old Control F12 and copy over the project and QML scene run the application on the device. That was kind of like shaky from the point of security and from the point of stability, because the platform is changing, so we cannot guarantee that our application launch model works. So we integrated totally to the same application launcher as used on the device. So when you run an application, actually you create a click package, transfer the click package to the device, install the package, and deploy it very same way as you would deploy and like touching the icon. That's a very cool feature. It really made the SDK more stable. We had lots of regressions and lots of breakage because of the continuously changing, continuously improving application launcher and shell introduce different restrictions how applications can be deployed. So and we suffered, and you suffered a lot from that, but that's gone. So that's a relevant improvement. Minor detail on the list for most of the developers, we migrated to the 3.1.1 Qt Creator without much pain. So some bugs are fixed by the upstream and so on. Okay, 2 more just to try to be fast because we are halfway. So QML C++ code completion support for the change routes. That sounds very simple, and That sounds something like very boring topic, but it is very important that in Qt Creator, when you see the code, your own application's code, and you see highlights, syntax highlights, and when you have context-sensitive help, all this information comes from the Qt and QML instance you are developing against. So up until this feature was delivered, we were using the desktop installed Qt for lookup. And that was kind of like a bit fakey. The reason is very simple, that you might be on LTS using a 5.2 Qt when you are actually creating an application for 5.2, creating an application with 5.20, and the help might be different. So from now, we actually look up for help, look up for code completion in the click change route. So you don't realize that, but when you select a kit, and so you select a target, the code completion and the help and everything comes from the click change route. Nothing comes from your host environment anymore. That's a very important thing. It means that you have a 1310 change route and you have a 1404 change route, and you switch between those, you might get different syntax highlight because they have different Qt instances, different UI toolkit releases, and so on. So that's an important feature. And there was a question, just see if, oh, Benjamin is kind to answer that. And of course, the automatic click package creation and review, that's something what you have seen it, but it's totally wired in. It means that we used to have this build and click package creation separated, and it caused trouble for a lot of people. Many people didn't understand that. Okay, why is it that I'm building an application? Now do I need to go to a different page to create a click package? So now when you build the project, then you actually get the click and get it reviewed. And it's important that it's all wired together, because the click sometimes you create a click package, and if you don't run the click reviewers tools, then you don't know what's wrong with the package. So now it's like a single sequence. If you build a project, it goes through all the compilation, linking, packaging, and click reviewer tool, and you see in the bottom window the possible errors and outputs. So nothing is hidden as it used to be. A lot of people suffered from it, and finally it got fixed. So these are the new stuff came during the last cycle, and so we have still about half an hour to cover what we are working on right now and what is the strategy. But first, let's check if we have important questions. All right. Okay. Thank you, Benjamin, for answering. So what we are working on right now is something what I'm positive that many people are going to be super excited. I know Benjamin and me, we are. So QMake support is going to be back. Our focus as Ubuntu project is CMake. So we make CMake projects. We just turned the UI toolkit to be CMake projects. So CMake is absolutely in. But we definitely want to support applications written for Sailfish, for Migo, for whatever other ecosystem that were made in .pro QMake projects. We definitely want to leverage from the Qt example libraries. There are hundreds of excellent example small applications for different Qt modules, and we want to use them. But because we don't support QMake, we can just open them and show the code. What we want is that if you have a QMake project, you can open up, you can build it, you can package it, you can deploy it the same way as you do it now with the CMake projects. I don't think we want to go to very deep technical details. It's something what is not trivial. We had to talk lots of hours with the foundation team. Toolchains are involved in the topic, and we need to modify the Qt-base source package to provide a special QMake for click change route, and we need to do upstream changes in the QMake project in a Qt Creator. So it involves lots of changes, lots of places. but the point is that it will be back. I don't know exactly when. I assume that few weeks, depending on how other top blockers and other the critical issues are coming up. But I don't know, Benjamin, can you give an estimation on that, the schedule at
when we can release that?
Yeah.
I don't think it would take too long. I mean, we need to shape out a template, project template for that, and test it. But then we're basically done. I mean, the queue make it safe. It works. Just need to integrate it and ship a proper template then.
Yeah, well, because the Qt base which provides this new QMake is right now available in a PPA, and I'm going to talk to Mir tomorrow morning how to integrate it. So it's a simple patch. So that's something what is like cool and interesting. The other one is a sysroot support. It's a little bit more complicated. Somehow it's related to this QML C++ code completion support for change roots. So we want to create these change roots as sysroots, static sysroots. So yes, that's. Sorry, my kids are shouting to me. So these are the main topics, and for like future and planning, that's something what Rick was asking about. So give you background. We came to realize, so we knew it already like half a year ago, that with Qt Creator on LTS and Qt Creator on Utopic and Qt Creator on the future series, we are going to be in trouble because we are not going to be able to maintain the same Qt Creator code base all over on different series, mostly because the Qt is going to be different. So right now on LTS we have the 5.02 Qt, and on Utopic we have the 5.2, and on Vivid we already have the 5.3. So it's three different Qt foundations for the Qt Creator and for our own tools. It means that whenever we upgrade to a newer Qt Creator version, and we are going to, so we need to follow the upstream, we are not going to be able to backport it to Trusty. So we came to realize that it's not sustainable for a long run to keep the Qt Creator and the plugins and all our tools coupled to the distro. I know it might sound very radical to lots of you, but that's a simple fact. And we know exactly that Qt Creator, and I'm sorry. So Benjamin, would you take the ball?
Okay. Yeah. So basically, there is already a Qt SDK out there, so that's running on multiple platforms. And basically, the idea is that we leverage that work, what they have done, use their installer and ship our SDK in a different way than we're doing now. So basically, not from the archive, but getting it from a different place. Yeah, the benefit from that is that we can ship the same quality to all supported platforms, so we don't need to worry about the old Qt on the last LTS support and so on. Basically, you just can download the Ubuntu SDK and install it into your Ubuntu, whatever version you're running, and yeah, just use it, which will make the maintenance for us much easier and much less troublesome.
Yeah. So in very brief, it means yes. And I talked to Didrox during the last sprint briefly about his project, and we are going to the very same direction. I was very happy to hear his ideas about how to create SDK tools, and his idea is to stay with the upstream, not doing too much of the distro hackarounds, and that's great because that's exactly the idea we should follow. So in in keywords, we are going to be closer to the Qt SDK upstream. The plan is that our plugins and our tools, our add-ons, are going to be really just add-ons to the stock Qt SDK. It means less maintenance for us from certain point, but it also means that we need to work much closer to the upstream. And the benefits are lots of them. Number one is actually that we can use other SDKs like natively. For example, there is a vPlay called vPlay Game Engine, which is distributed as a Qt SDK plugin. So you can create a Qt games with a simple game engine, and we could just enable that with a single click. But right now they deliver it to the Qt SDK. So as long we are kind of fork of the Qt SDK is difficult. So our plan is to get rid of this multi-series Qt dependency problem. The idea is that we step closer to the Qt Creator upstream and the Qt SDK upstream and push our changes, our plugins to upstream if it's possible. And if it's not possible, then we'll just create an Ubuntu SDK repository in the Qt Creator and be happy. Obviously, there is going to be like a no regression policy during that road. So we won't cut features, we won't cut performance during that. So it's not going to be easy. It's not a 2-month project, but definitely that's the target. So I think that's pretty much the roadmap for that. And well, one important thing is what we need to do in a direction that we really need to, and we will extend our example library. Right now, our example library is between ridiculous and horrible state. So really, we have very poor. But so that we need somehow fire up the engines with the community team and with maybe the application teams to create more examples and provide better API examples for the developers. So that's more or less.
All right, we have about 10 minutes left in this session. Do we want to start noting down work items? There's been several things that were discussed that can probably be turned into those.
Sure, we can. I think
I've got them noted down on the Etherpad doc.
Yeah, I think the number one is to dog food. So first of all, to publish the beta of the QMake project support at some point. That's number one. Then to release the Qt base with the cross RMHF QMake support.
Sorry, can you say that one again?
So the second one, let's read the question. Any closing points for Android SDK migrators? I'm not sure if I understand this question. Sorry, do you guys, can you help me?
Well, I think there's going to be a session about this. I think, Michael, you know when it is. There's a session about porting applications to Ubuntu. I guess it will be covered there.
Yeah, let me find that. That is Thursday at 1600 UTC. So that's going to be about supporting porting apps from other platforms. So it won't be running Android apps on Ubuntu, but it will be converting Android apps to Ubuntu apps, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So work items.
Zoltan, if you want to just write those down in the Etherpad instead of telling them to me and having me write them down.
I have all these written up. I have all this not in Etherpad, so it's for me. I have like zillions of documents to keep them. But yeah, I will copy to the Etherpad, but it's fairly simple.
Okay, how about the suggestions we talked about earlier, auto-creating kits and auto-assigning them to projects that they can support?
Making notes. Or shouldn't we ask Stuart to just send it to us?
Yeah, Stuart can write them down as work items and assign them to you, but do you really want Stuart doing that?
Okay, I made a couple of notes on that, right? All right. It's hard to believe that we finished in time. I don't have anything else to cover.
I guess then we are finished. I don't see any more questions.
All right. Okay, let's not waste people's time. Let's not pretend that we have lots of important things to say. But
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Zoltan, Tim, and Benjamin for coming on. Thanks, everyone on IRC.
sorry for the
Bye.